Hi, welcome to the next Tao in a Minute. Okay, so in the last segment we talked about the first skill, which was to have a deep committed understanding of the other person's world. And this doesn't matter if it's in the boardroom or if it's in the bedroom or if it's with children or with parents or friends. To truly understand and have an appreciation, to add value, to see the value in another person's world is absolutely imperative. Now, what I hope that you understand is that you don't have to value it for yourself. I'm not asking you to take on somebody else's worldview. That's not what's being asked here. What's being asked here is, can you truly see the value in their world for them? And do you understand that their world is not your world? Their understanding is not your understanding. But if you truly want to have a relationship, if you truly want to work with somebody and come from a place of your highest self and bring out the best within them, then you're going to have to let your filters go and truly understand that other person. Because when you can understand another person's world, when you can get into their life and say to yourself, okay, what makes this person who they are? I mean, if you're in a relationship with them, you need to know who they are because you inhabit part of their world and they inhabit part of yours. To be a good guest and a good host in your relationship is absolutely imperative to having the type of relationship that is a bedrock foundation of respect and all of that. But that can't happen if you believe that you two live in the same world. You may inhabit the same habitat, but trust me, all of your world and their world do not match. And so their meanings give sort of the gravity and the centrifugal force and the weak and strong nuclear force and all these sort of forces of nature to their world. And if this means this in their world and you don't understand that and you try to put it through your filters what it means to you, you're going to have conflict every single time. So as you start to embark on this, one of the first things that happen is as you're trying to do that, you start to get afraid. You may start to feel fear and say, well, they get to do whatever they want and I never get to do what I want and I never... No, relax. The second skill that is important in a relationship, which doesn't matter what kind, the second skill that is absolutely imperative is this. You must commit that no matter what happens, you are not going to take their needs away. You're not going to take your love from them. You are not going to take your willingness to listen, to hear, to understand them. You have to truly commit that whatever they need, that is what you're willing to give. Their problem isn't that you're not willing to give it half the time. It's that you don't understand what that really means to them. This is why the first skill is so important. So when you get to the second skill, is to give that other person their needs. You have to know what their needs mean to them. You have to know. For example, a couple came to me and the wife says, I really don't feel connected. I really don't feel like he cares about my world and my day. And I said, how do you feel about that? And he said, no, I absolutely care. I go to work, I bring home the money, I do all these things. If I didn't care, why would I do that? And I said, you don't understand what that means in her world. What does it mean for her to feel like you're interested in her world? And he's like, I don't know, I guess I have to care about her, stupid shows or something. I said, oftentimes people want to be known. People want to be understood for being unique, for being who they are. I said, who is she to you? What makes her unique? And he told me, without batting an eye, he said, she's home for me. She makes me feel home. And she looked at him and she says, how can you say that? And I said, well, do you want to be home for him? She said, yes, but he doesn't treat me like that. And I said, what does that mean for him to be home? She's like, well, he leaves his stuff all over the house. And I said, see, you're running what he does through your filters and you're running what she does through yours. You really have to understand that. He says, home makes me feel safe. Home makes me feel like it's okay to be who I am. And she's like, but are you being who you are? And he says, no, because I feel like being with you, I'm never doing enough. I'm never being enough. And I said, you see, both of you aren't listening to what the other needs. You're listening to what you need And when you put your needs first, these people can't connect to you because it's me, my, I, everything goes inward. But when you give your needs, when you give that connection, when you give that understanding, when you give that ear to another person, then they can say, wow, I really want to put that effort. I really want to do it because they feel open and they feel safe. Giving the other person their needs is absolutely important because I can't go pee for my wife. She can't eat a sandwich and me be full. If I want to eat, I have to go make my sandwich and eat it, then I'm full. If she wants to connect to me, she has to come and she has to open up to me. And then from there, then I can connect. But she has to open up first, not wait for me to connect to her. It doesn't work that way. And so one of the most difficult things about giving the other person their needs is they have to know. And this is the discipline that goes with the skill. They must know you're never going to take your love away. This takes courage. This takes bravery. This takes absolute commitment. But if you're going to be in a relationship for any length of time, business, how long do you want to be in business with this person? Marriage, how long do you want to be married to this person? If you say for a very long time, then you've got to understand you're signing on for everything that could happen in that amount of time. That alone takes courage. Honor that decision by promising you will never take your love away. You'll never take your understanding away. Okay? So, your homework this time. I want you to sit down with whoever you're working with this on, or even with yourself, and ask that person, what do you need? And then ask them, what does that mean to you? Take notes if that's okay. Maybe it's not sensitive. But try to really understand and use their language, okay? All right. If this has helped you, hit like, share. If not, please don't hesitate. You can always email me at lau@4dragonschool.com. All right? Until then, we'll see you next time on Down in a Minute.